Roger. What's the surface temperature?
Say one of that out residual and then get a new wife, then at that point we have
check yourself before you wreck yourself.
What's up, guys? Alright, everyone, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. I am going to try to start growing this a little bit more, do these live streams more often. I know I do it on X as well. But if you're watching from X, I would love if you could go to my X or Twitter account, whatever you want to call it, and go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps a lot. But let's go ahead and get started with some things here. I'm gonna let me get some music on for myself real quick. Let me know if you guys can hear the music too. If not, I prefer if it doesn't. All right. Thank you, Defiance. All right, let's just start Bitcoin like usual, and then go from there. Hold on, I had to plug my headset in because it was dead, so I'm just gonna move it to a different outlet. There we go. You can't hear or you can hear? Okay, cool. So let's get started. So looking at Bitcoin, obviously we had that pullback. We had the Iran-Israel news. And we still held the low, right? You know, on the 4-hour, you have a massive bullish divergence here. On the MACD histogram, you have a hidden bullish divergence. Like you held this low. Momentum was pretty steep here, but you held the low, so you have a higher low here. If anything, I personally think this is going to show continuation now, higher, to take out these highs. Potential harmonics, like a bearish one, if we start breaking above this B point, we will now have a deep crab for the 1618. So as long as we hold this low, I can expect us to potentially go to a $120,000 Bitcoin if this plays out. So even if you were going to take a trade on this now, I personally would think you'd want to hold that low here. But you'd be looking at something like that, which would be like a 3-to-1, right? So it's 4% down for potential 13% up. I'm already in this one from like 102 something. I'm actually in from below this wick still from this area here, and I've just been holding this. So that's where I'm at currently with my trades on it. But at the same time, I think this is a good trade here, and it looks pretty good. Huh. So let me do one thing. I just set up that Nightbot, but it looks like it's kind of preventing you guys from talking. I don't know if you were spamming or doing anything, but let me fix that real quick and then we'll continue. All right, that should fix it. Let me see. Yeah, so I fixed it. It should be fine now. I just took it off for now. I'm gonna have to mess around with the settings. I just wanted to get everything set up where if you guys wanted the Discord link or something, you guys can type in /Discord and so on. So that should be all set up now. So you can just, if you guys want to join the server, you can just do an exclamation Discord and it should pop up with Discord with a link there. Let me know if the link doesn't work, I can get it fixed. And if you guys want to like donate or tip or do anything to, you can do like /donate if I'm not mistaken, or exclamation donate, and it'll pop up where if you guys want to donate to the stream, you guys can donate there. Or if you want me to chart something, you can do a donation and in the message, just write the ticker and say whatever you guys want. I think it should work. I don't know if it does. I'm still messing around with some things on it, so. But yeah, so this is still looking good on Bitcoin, right? Like you have the 4-hour div. I think it looks pretty good. 4-hour RSI. I love the 4-hour. We're still below. I think once we start to break out of this 4-hour downtrend on the RSI here, we should see a continuation. And we won't really see any big moves until I think the 4-hour RSI gets really above this 50 mark here. That'll be a trigger for a larger, probably quicker move up. I mean, if I was trading this currently, I mean, I would probably be looking to... You already came up, you filled these 4-hour fair value gaps and came back down. So, I mean, currently, if I was looking to trade this, I'd be looking for moves up from here. Personally. But I'm currently already in. So, I mean, I'm just holding on for now. But ideally, you don't want to go back down below 100K here. If you want this to play out, you don't want to go back down below that. Maybe if it comes down to 101.348, that's probably around the 886 too. Yeah, that'd be like the lowest I'd want. I would fill in between here, and I would keep my stop under this hop here area. I mean, even where you're at right now is like a 3-to-1 trade, which is pretty good. I mean, if it does come all the way down here, I mean, your odds get better if you DCA in. Say your average is like that. That's like a 4-to-1. I still like that. My entry... My entry is 102.80. So... I have 102.80 for mine. So mine's like right here. And I'm keeping my stop super close. If it does come down there, though, I will probably add some more. But, I mean, this is kind of what I'm running right now. I do have my stop right below. But higher time frame, I mean, this is on the 4-hour, right? But there's still other things that we're going to have to... still kind of get past here on the higher time frame, and I don't know what's going on here. Give me 1 second. I want this to not be on the lower time, on the higher time frame. So we do still have this shark, which is the higher time frame one, right? And this is still possible. We're in the 30-day window. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24. So we got about 6 days left in that window. And if we don't see any push down within those 6 days left, then it should probably be a failed harmonic, and we should continue higher. As Scott says it, go watch Scott for like more in-depth. I'm actually gonna probably add him to the Nightbot for his page, so you guys can go ahead and join that. Let me type that in here, because that's the guy that wrote all the books on the harmonic trading and everything. And you guys, if you're not following him, you want to follow him. So I'm going to add him in real quick to the commands and see if that works. All right, so it should be updated. I don't know if it's going to work, but if you guys aren't, let's see if it pops up here on the Nightbot. If you're not, go follow Scott. It might take a little time to get it all set up. Yep, there it is. So in the YouTube, you can go over to Harmonic Trader. And from there, go ahead and follow him because he's going to explain this 30 bar window pretty good for you guys. And so you can completely understand it. Watch his most recent lives in the future. But we really need to show some strength here, in my opinion. We held the low after the Iran-Israel news. So if that didn't dump us past it, I feel like it's a good area to take a chance at higher if we didn't take out the low based on that news. And we have the 4-hour divergence there that shows us strength and everything, but we really need to get above and start holding above that daily level here. I want to be above the 886 personally, which is 109, 1059. So if we can start getting back above that, that'll be good for me. That'll also show us the breakout on the 4-hour RSI. Total still looks good in my opinion. We had this Gartley that played out. We came back down. Even if we come back down and start filling those crab patterns that you see on a lot of lower time frames, then that would probably be the last little dip in my opinion before we continue higher. Others is at that type 2 area, right? So we did type 2 here. We came back down after we went all the way back up, and we're holding the Harmonic Gartley that we have here with the 886. The only thing that is possible is if we do come down to the hop, I think that would be the last little drop that we have. Ideally, I would like for us to keep holding these higher lows here with a very strong market structure. And you can actually see we have this low, we put in a higher one. I mean, you can continue this, right? Like, we keep putting in higher lows here. We have another one here, and then we have another one potentially here. So I would like to see some strength if we're going to continue to blast off past this, because we are putting in higher lows throughout this whole thing. So for me, it's like very easy invalidation. And we just got to give it some time and see if this is going to find some strength here, right? Like, there's not been a break in, like, the market structure based on the lows, at least. Like, so far, everything still looks pretty good, especially even after this drop that we had. I personally thought this was going to go into a shark into, like, 5-0 type pattern here. So what I was watching here on the daily... And this is what I thought was going to happen too. So I was a little bit off. It dipped a little bit farther, but I thought we were going to hold this daily fair value gap in the breaker here. And I thought we were going to hold into this midpoint, but it looks like we're holding the breaker. All the wicks below it have been fine. We're right in the bottom of it now. So if we're going to bounce, like, this would be ideal situation for us to bounce, but it's crypto, right? Like, we get some fucking crazy wicks in crypto, so we continued farther down. But it did go a little bit farther down, unexpected event. I did see that we're going to have like a little pullback potentially in this area for sure. Like, there was the Harmonic here that we almost came up to like an 886. So I was looking for us to basically pull back a little bit from there. And I remember saying that, especially on Fartcoin at like 150 and all that. But that was one thing I was watching out too. And a lot of you guys know I'm big on Fartcoin at the moment. But this was the same thing that I had over here for Fartcoin. So I had this potential 1.13 shark that we had formed on Fartcoin, which is my favorite meme right now. And I thought we were going to come down to a 0.5, right? Hold the 0.5 for continuation higher, and then we had all hell break loose with like war and everything, and we extended farther down. So we came down to a 886 from here. We have a 0.5. This beta D leg here, 2.9, is a little higher than what I wanted, but It did provide a bounce here. We have a 4-hour bearish harmonic. There was also a crab pattern here that went up to a 1618. I think it extended in between the 88 or the 1618 and the hop level. But we're back at the 0.5, right? Overall, I think this looks good. We have a higher time frame. I can go here, just show you guys. So we had the bearish shark that played at the moment. Came down. Let me get rid of this. We have a breaker block, which is a order block that had failed. We actually impulsed above it. So we displaced through it, and then we came back into this. And this was my original add area. I was going to originally add between 112 and 117. And that would have been nice if I did that instead of 128. But when I saw the strength, I was looking for a 382 pullback here on this bearish harmonic on the 4-hour. So we had the shark. And then we also had this crab pattern, right? So the 128 add for me, I was looking for a T1 into continuation if it was going to be super, super, super strong. We went down to the T2 at like 112, right? So this has completely played out for the bearish crab pattern that we had now. I'm still in this position. Originally 88, 87 I was bidding. And once we displaced through this and we came back down here, I went ahead and added some more. So my average was like 91 cents. Right when I saw this bearish shark and crab forming, when we got close to the shark, and then we had the news from Coinbase, which was like right around here at the top here. This is when I was like, all right, guys, take some off. Let's rebid back down 128. Obviously went lower than we expected, but so far we just compounded the position. So anybody that's in this from the beginning, we're still up. Our average entry was like 91 cents that I got in, and I compounded some. So even at 91 cents, say you still have that average entry, it's still up 30% from our entry for our leverage position. Spot, if anybody's joined in with me, we're in from down here. But for leverage, it's still up 30%. And if you compounded correctly, I mean, you could be up even a little bit more than this because you were able to avoid, say you got out 145, you saw it late. You're able to avoid about 12% drawdown and then add that part back into your trade. So do the math on that if you guys want. I don't know what you guys did, but I'm still up more, and that even brought my entry probably down even farther. So I'm probably up around like 36, 37% total overall on the trade. And I'm still looking for continuation. So we put in a few more levels here. When we have this pullback, this was an 886 pretty much from that shark area from this. So it's pretty much a 886 here. So you'd be looking for a deep crab here, ideally, which is a 1618 extension if we're going to continue from here. And that's around 213. And then you even have like higher time frame levels. I can show you on a different chart just so I don't mess with that one. But when you're looking at overall, let's go to like a daily. So just looking over this overall, right? We have entire move. We came up pretty much right to 5618 area, like in between that. So we have a 0.5, 618. So like right in between that. From here, I would expect minimum 786. The 786 lines up right with that 1618 area as well. And as long as we hold above this low here, I see no issue. We should at least be taking out probably this high next. But if this plays out all the way up to like the 886 area, it lines up with the 2.0. I think this can do well. We have the deep crab. We have a ABCD pattern that takes you up to the 14, or it's a 707, so it should be 1414 for an ABCD, which is around 174, which could just be a pause. So everything I'm seeing that's lining up, it looks pretty well, right? It looks good. We need to take out these highs and form a higher high here. As soon as that happens, like that's kind of like even more confirmation. But when you're looking at just in general, the market structure and all this, it looks great. You go to I think the 6 hour shows it extremely well. One thing I have too for this kind of mapped out here is this is where we really had our change of character on the lower time frame, right? When we had a lower low, lower high, lower low. We finally took this high out, right? So we impulsed above that. So that was a change of character. We're looking for a more bullish market structure now. We could have put in a higher low here. And if that continues, and you actually see all the demand in this zone, right? This previous daily candle, there was a fuck ton of demand in this zone for Fartcoin. So this looks extremely good in my eyes still. If we start looking weak, then we can act from there. But on the 6 hour, if you're just looking at structure, we were bearish market structure. Now we impulsed up. We put in our first higher high here, right? So we have higher high, higher low, boom, we broke it. We started breaking our structure here. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And guess what? We finally broke past it. Now we have a higher high and we have a higher low. So now we need to see market structure continue upwards. So market structure is turning bullish here now. This was a big signal for me when we broke above this. This is why I'm still convicted on this trade. Yeah, so people who aren't well versed, there's a bunch of indicators on TradingView that you can look for, like market structure and all that stuff as well. Somebody asked a question about lick levels. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. I'll check the indicator out. Does this just show how many liquidations we're on, like at certain levels? I will check it. Just give me time. I see it, Jesse. I'm going to go through stuff a little bit later. I want to check some things first. Just like every stream, right? I'm going to go through what's on my mind, what I want to get out for some people. If they want to follow for my mind, and then I'll go through later in the stream and I'll check out other people's. So what is this? What does this show? Just like liquidation levels? Interesting. What do you use it for? Small time frame? Oh, wow. A lot of people got liquidated here, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really look at this as much. I more so just like look at it in my own mind, I guess. I have to look at it. I don't know. I'll take a look at it. I don't use it, but lower time frame, still a little bearish market structure on the 15-minute. I know we had some lower time frame divergences forming up here, bullish ones. So momentum slowing on the downside for now. You can actually see it in the chart too. So you're forming higher lows while you got lower lows here in price. So the showing sellers are getting exhausted. At least the momentum is slowing down for now on the lower time frame. think I did see like a potential low time frame harmonic here too. It might be a little bit off, but yeah, I mean, I don't like the level. It's a little bit off, but if we do dip down to that one level again, I might even add again, but we'll see. All right, let's look at some other things that we're in. I still like Apu a lot. Apu came up to the T1 from the Gartley area. That filled. Now we came back down, back into it. We could be looking for a T2 move up here now, which would be a higher impulse. And I still like this trade a lot. I think it looks extremely well. You scroll left. This is an area we got in last time in a demand zone. Started to see some strength here. So once I saw that strength, I'm looking for a trade here with this divergence that could hopefully play out. So that overall still looks good. ENA, I still like this trade. This green zone's your PRZ that I'm looking, which I'm actually in from already. I'm looking for continuation from here. So I'm looking for this to hold. I'm looking for a big swing play on ENA here. Ondo actually looks great from here. This was a setup here that I really liked. You have like a 786 into a 786 potential butterfly, which is also at the 0.5 level. And this is pretty much at entry, right? Like this is like a, if you took it now, probably like a 7-to-1 potential trade. So you have the bullish shark. Typically T1 is your 0.5 here. But you also have the butterfly pattern, 786 from this structure, 786 down, 1272 up. 1618 here pretty much. So this is probably one of the best technical setups you can see, just based on harmonics and everything else. You have a bullet shark here, but this looks extremely good, and it's pretty much at entry, right? So I'm in from like right around here, and this is pretty much right at my entry. Pingu's still holding this, which is actually crazy. I'm still in this. We did hit the T1, which was 382, and then we retraced from there. The only thing is we might come down and test some of this last gap before we go up, right? We're going to have to see if we're going to find strength here. We had the breakout. Of course, we had right into this resistance level here, which is 382. We found resistance, so scaled some out, not enough on my own end. So, but overall, I mean, it still looks good. And that we came up to the 382, but the 0.5 should be the shark TP. We came all the way down. We didn't even hit T1 yet, which is from the harmonic T1, but we did hit 382. I always like to try to take some out at a 382. But we still have the shark pattern, so this could still form and continue higher from here. I mean, you're trying to form some massive divergences on these things. This is a fail of the 50 here. Jelly, is that the guy on Twitter or whatever? What's the launch coin at? Because this is one that I loved shorting. I was actually going to short it up here at this the deep crab, but I never ended up doing it. It would have been a great short. Let's take a look at PopCat again here, right? Because this was originally what I was looking for. It went a little bit deeper. You have like so many harmonic patterns that are starting to form on this. And I got stopped out of this one on the drop. The two scalps were Pepe and PopCat that I was got stopped out of. But I think PopCat's going to do extremely well when it decides to. And it's whether or not that we are going to come down a little bit farther and form this, or if this sweep right here is going to be our confirmation for higher. So like this daily opened and it went right to that level and tested it and is going from here so far. But I still think PopCat goes to 80 cents, around 80 cents. Whether it be we come down and sweep 21 cents again, or if we go from here, 80 cents is a magnet. It looks like the midpoint of the order block here is also right at the harmonic completion zone on the weekly. So in my opinion, that looks extremely good. Oh. Yo. Look at that, Bart. What happened here? Up 167% and then down 61% in like a day. That's fucking predatory. Best ETH beta in your opinion? I don't know. I'm a little biased. I like Maker. I'm in Maker. It's like, the reason I like this is because most people talk about like, I don't know, like Aave, CRV, and all this other shit. And they feel overcrowded, but like nobody ever talks about Maker anymore. And this is one I've been sitting in this for like 2 months now. But my target's up around 5,085 minimum. I'm in this one from 1123. Which is like right here. And Maker's been absolutely strong. You can't even see the dip on the weekly that we had from the news. I just like it because it's not an overcrowded trade, to be honest. CRV took the equals out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, Maker's the one that's been super strong. Aave's been super strong too, but Maker's just been absolutely unreal. Yeah, you never hear anybody mention Maker, right? And this is the only leverage play I've been holding since like, dude, like, the bottom like April, February time. I saw it bottom here in February and I'm like, okay, this thing looks like it's bottoming before anything else. So I took it, and this is the only one I've been holding on to for like a massive like leverage swing play. Everything else I'm holding is spot. But it's just been casually going up and nobody talks about it, which I like. Now, Fartcoin is overcrowded now, right? Like when I was talking about it at 86 cents, it wasn't super overcrowded. Nobody talked about it, and then it pumped like crazy. Yeah, so I just had so many people tell me about this, right? My buddy posted it like way down here, and it was strong, but like a lot of the hype went out. They ran their test, and it's still strong. But I mean, if I can get an entry on it at the butterfly, like I'll take a butterfly entry. If we can get 60 cents on it, I'll take it. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but if it does, I might as well set some alerts, to be honest. And that would be sweeping everybody that was in from here, and that for me, that would be a nice entry. I think STX here is like another good opportunity as well. Just on the lower time frame, we have a butterfly and a bat structure. So like even Carney Software is showing you the 4-hour butterfly harmonic here. On the daily, he has the bat as well. So both of those harmonics lining up in the same, pretty much the same exact point. You know what I mean? Like these are the two levels. So I do like this trade a lot. So you have T1, T2. They're like they both line up, right? And then you have the larger, way larger harmonic on it. I think it was a 3-day, which I have here marked as the pivot. But STX looks good here, just based on harmonics and everything. Like you're right at the PRZ that you should really be looking for like a reversal on. You have a massive 4-hour divergence on RSI too, like 4-hour divs I really like to find at the bottom for like larger time frame harmonics. But you can actually see we formed a lower low here. Do you have a lower low? And then you have a higher low here. So you do have a divergence here on this at the harmonics. So STX is like textbook for continuation higher. I would look for like probably minimal 78 cents from this. Lower time frame, I would like to see a little strength over this level. Probably be a trigger, and if that's the case, I would probably be moving my stop up. But we're getting to the point where like things are going to go parabolic. Like maybe not parabolic per se, but the stronger coins will pump and coins will pump. But everything's like this, everything's setting up down in this area for us to reverse. Whether it be like we're going to have to watch STX do something where we have these lows get put in and we're going to have to see a move up, maybe a displacement through, down, and then like it could just take time And then you could probably see like a bearish shark here. Even if it comes up to the 1.13 and then down to a 0.5 from there. And then continue. So like something like this, I could 100% see. And that would be your 382 T1. You come back down. Maybe you get one more move back up to T2. But structure's starting to turn around on a lot of these and look good. I mean, even say, like this obviously can go farther down. But I mean, we're starting to hold and get to important levels just like based on like market structure. Like we are trying to, we have a high, we have a lower high here obviously, but like we're starting to form in like more of a rounded bottom market structure on this. Kind of like what we did over here, right? Just on a much bigger scale. Yeah, you want to pick winners, right? Like that's where we're at with this cycle. Is like you got to be more concentrated into things that are going to be pumping and more winners per se. I do like Aptos down here. This was a Gartley that I've been waiting for to complete. I did take a trade at this 786. And a lot of these I'm on 2x, right? I'm on 2x leverage. Even though the screen might say like 20 or 10 or whatever, like I add the liquidity in there for it to be at like 2x. So I'm looking for swings. Like I'm not really I scalped a lot in this area. And from these levels, I'm more so looking for like swing plays, like spot and then maybe like 2x leverage on some that I'm like, all right, I want to try to take a little gamble on this one. But I'm not doing super high on like any of these. I put the liquidity behind it where I am trying to swing these because if you can catch these big trends that I think are going to happen in the next few months, like that's what I want to be in. I feel like I'll greatly outperform most traders if I can get in position close or near the low of these larger harmonics and then just hold on to it. And I've seen it happen time and time again. In August, September last year, we did it. We had to go underwater a little bit on some of these, but we were able to catch like 400% moves on like 2-3x leverage. So that's the same thing I'm looking to do down here is position again like that. If you only put in what you're willing to risk on the position, then you know what your risk is. Everyone's like, oh, it's so risky. I'm like, well, it's only risky for the amount that you want to put on it. Same thing people say about crypto. It's so risky. Be like, yeah, well, if you define your risk, then is it really? What do you guys want to look at? Yeah, I'm going to look at ETH. That was actually what I was about to do. So ETH, I mean, this was a range trade and a half, right? This is what I marked out back here when we first fell into it, that we were going to come down. Let me go 1 hour. Still think 6,000 is a magnet on ETH, personally. I'll check Resolve next. I'm trying to go over higher caps first. Resolve, I feel like, is a super low cap, right? What's the market cap of Resolve? $210 million. Okay, so it's not super low. But you're at mid-range right now of ETH. You took out all this liquidity, and you're sitting right at mid-range right now. Like, this is... If we start breaking below this, I would expect us to go bottom of range. Like, we had... I mean, the market structure is not bearish, right? Like, you have a high, you have a low, put in a higher high, you put in a higher low, you put in a higher high. You could potentially be putting in a higher low again. Like... It's not bearish. We could be putting in some pretty nasty divergences here. I mean, yeah, you do have a bear div, but like market structure is still bullish. We could pump out of this, but there's always a chance for that downside, right? Lower time frame market structure looks good. Okay, let's look at Resolve. I feel bad. How am I supposed to chart this? I have to more look so at fundamentals for a coin like this. I have to understand what it is. You had a bearish bat that played out completely. You hit T2. I really would like to look at fundamentals for something like this versus just like charting something that's like brand new. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, I'd have to look it up. I really don't. I would have to look at fundamentals. I think ETH is bullish high time frame. Like, I don't think it's bear. It could come down a little bit, but like, and if that's the case for Fartcoin, I get out of my leverage position, break even, maybe even up a little bit, and then just get back in. But my spot is from 30 cents. It's like 29-cent average entry. So like, there's a reason I'm bullish on that. I've been posting Fartcoin since the lows in like February, March. Anybody that's been here and been paying attention, I told everybody, and I spammed Fartcoin like crazy under 30 cents for people to buy. Market structure still looks good on all of these. If I was going to act like everybody else did, like this whole run up, bearish at every little dip, you would never make money. I mean, if that gives, that's what you probably want to take. I haven't traded ENS since down here. Could just be chopping around before we move higher. Couple fake outs. Box holding right above the weekly fair value gap midpoint at the moment. And if the weekly closes above it, I would assume that you would see continuation. I know there was other harmonics on it. Oh. On a lower time frame. There's a butterfly here, right at the low. Almost at hop level 2 for the Gartley. Let's see this 4-hour butterfly per se. I mean, you're pretty much right at the point where we should start reversing on this one too, I would believe. Even if you came down to here, which is probably... I mean, I think if you get a dip there, that's where I would slam it, like right around here. But I don't know if we're gonna get there. If we do, that's a good entry for sure. Billions must fart. This is true. Peanut was one that caught my eye because we just completed the Gartley as well, just like on Aptos down here. So we hit the 786. Like, if Peanut's gonna go again, like... You start taking it on bets down in this area. Lower time frame, you're putting in divergences. Seller momentum starting to slow. All right, so 707. Pullback here too. So we had a 707 for this for pullback potential. Let's see what happens here soon. That's another 707. If we're gonna stop soon. So this is where I entered Sui, right? Like, yeah, overall higher time frame, yes, bullish. I think next few months are going to be good. I'm trying to position for the next few months. I'm not really looking more lower time frame, other than like a couple leverage plays that I'm in, like Fartcoin. Everything else, I'm trading higher time frame here. And I do think this is areas where we start to find reversals, higher time frame. This is where I got in Sui, right? I moved my Solana over to Sui down here in like August, September. So I still think it looks fine. I mean, we did put in a lower high over here at the moment. I still think Sui is going to outperform Solana the rest of the cycle. Even though we're going to have like an ETF and everything like that coming in for Solana, I still like my bets on Sui at the moment. It went up, right? It was under like $1 when I moved my Solana over. And Solana is basically around the same price while Sui's at like $3 now. And I do like this shift too. Like, I like being above this on Sui. If we do start falling like below here versus Solana, maybe it might be time to go back into Solana versus Sui. But above this level, I mean, I like Sui still. I mean, it depends on which coin, right? Like some coins I think are shit and people ask about bottom, but they're interested in like a coin that might not ever do anything. So like some coins can still find new lows, some coins can continue. Like we've seen that with like Hype and everything else. Like Fartcoin's gone up so much since the March, February lows that it put in. Hype's gone up so much, but then there's also things that are putting in like much like lower areas. Like, look at this. In April, Hype was around like $9-10, and now it's at 41. Versus like there's things like Optimism that's at like all-time lows, and Filecoin and all these other things. Like even AVAX compared to like Hype and other things, like we're chilling down by the low area. Aptos, like all the way down by the lows. So like it depends on like your coin as well. You can't just say bottom for everything. I haven't looked at Jupe in a while. Is this, did it get listed on Binance as soon as it came out, right? If so, we hit all-time 786 around here. This is what I was looking for. I feel like I see one more too. Is this a butterfly? No. This is like the only one I see. Let me get some water. Give me a sec. I don't really have any thoughts on Synapse. I haven't really looked at it. I actually kind of like Mog down here. Like, honestly, like right around here. I would have to check this on other exchanges too. But I mean, if we get this on SBX, I'll be taken along on this. 118, 119. Daily gap there too. What do we get? We get a 4-hour close in 49 minutes. I think SDX had a really good, clean setup down here. Kind of chopping around the last few 4 hours, but when we start getting above that, that'll be clean. Where's Tau at? Tau went all the way down, huh? 1.13. Alternate bat. Type 2 on the Gartley. Interesting. Kato. We got Bonk. We got Soul with the shark. Vet with the 4-hour bat pattern. I mean, these things look good. Like, these are active, like, trades that you could potentially be taken at the current exact moment that we're at now. Popcat, same area. I mean, you type 2 this, you hit T1, now you'd be looking for T2 from this. Obviously, you can go down to the hop. I mean, we'd have to check and see. You got the green arrow, now you just need the yellow dot. Yeah, I mean, this is T2 from here. Apu. That was the bearish one. I think we're going to start to reverse here shortly. This really came down all the way to the 886. I'm going to have to probably start a bag down here. Wow, this actually hit perfectly for the shark on Cetus. I'm going to buy a spot bag of Cetus. Other longs? Yeah, I'm in ENA, I'm in Apu, I'm in Bitcoin, I'm in Aptos. I just started yesterday at the Gartley in Terminal Bar. So we have Terminal Bar of the larger bat where you hit the entire thing. My alert went off yesterday. Gigalong Aptos and do not fade this alert. Open your phone and hit the green button. I set that forever ago. Like probably over here. So I opened my phone and hit the green button at 4.4. I mean, it's a demand zone, like higher time frame, right? Like it. Usually, when we're down in this area, usually it's a pretty good buy. And I'm not a degenerate. I didn't do super high or anything. I'm just like on 2x, and I'm gonna look to try to swing it. Minsui and Ando. Like, I think Ando is probably like, it hasn't really been moving a ton, but just the setup is probably like the cleanest setup. You're tapped right into the weekly OB again too. Like, this setup I think is just so clean. You also have other harmonics on the lower time frame here. You have the shark that has hop level. You have the deep crab. Like, you have a lot of things pointing up for Ondo at this level. And just like overall, the market structure in Ondo looks great. You hit terminal bar. It's the old trade I took back on it, if you guys remember this trade. I mean, you'd have to start bouncing soon on Brett. Yeah, that's exactly the one I'm looking at. I mean, it could bounce from here, but if you go down just a smidge farther, like, this is like, if you're going to buy, I would probably try to accumulate in here. I think I mean, dude, a little down, oh well, but like, things are gonna reverse. As long as you're not like a degenerate, like, I think the next few months, if you position yourself, will do extremely well. But crypto is filled with degenerates, bro. 20x, 30x, 50x. I see 100x all the time. Like, people are fucking degenerates here. Crypto is already a leveraged market. Oh, did we hit the level I was looking at here on NASDAQ? Can you guys hear my music now? Just let me know if it's too loud. I don't really have too much else. I'm probably gonna hop in my Discord and live scalp for fun on the NASDAQ. So if you guys want to jump in the Discord, feel free to. If you guys aren't in the Discord, there's a link. Just type in ! Discord, and it should pop up a link for you guys if you want. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop in the Discord and just stream in there and kind of hang out with everybody in the Discord. If anybody wants to join up in the Discord, and I'll go over more requests for like what people have in Discord, and we'll look at some stuff in Discord. But see you guys.